What's going on, everybody? This is Vinny from Vinny in the Lab. Today I'm going to be doing a video demonstrating the new appraisal system that was just added into Pokemon Go in today's update. The appraisal system allows us to check IVs in-game, instead of having to use third-party systems to check them. This was a really smart update for Niantic because it's going to cause people to use third-party IV checking apps much less. So I've already checked out a couple of Pokemon to give examples, and then I'm going to check out some other while I'm recording. Keep in mind that the 3 gym leaders each have different lines when appraising Pokemon. And for some reason, my GPS is messing up and I'm just running around like crazy. So let's check out some Pokemon. So let me go into my favorited, and then we'll go through a couple of the Pokemon I've already checked out. Alright, so I'm Team Mystic. So if you're also Team Mystic, it's going to say the same thing for me. But if not, I'll tell you what it'll say for your team. Alright, so first it says, hello, Two-Toed Ping, that's my character name. I'm available to analyze your Oddish if you wish. Overall, your Oddish is a wonder. What a breathtaking Pokemon. So this is the line that Blanche, the leader of Team Mystic, says when your Pokemon's overall IVs are between 80% and 100% perfect. So there's a total of 45 points that go into IVs, 15 into attack, 15 into defense, 15 into stamina. So 80% to 100% of the points are filled out. So so it'll be between like 36 to 45 extra points into my Pokemon stats. So if I was on Team Instinct, Spark would say, overall, your Oddish looks like it could really battle with the best of them. If I was on Team Valor, Candela would say, overall, your Oddish simply amazes me. It can accomplish anything. So basically, if it's really like, if the gym leader is really revering your Pokemon, that's as good as it gets. So let's click next for the Oddish, and it's going to say, I see that its best attribute is HP. So that means that the highest IV it has is its HP stat. And then it says, its stats exceed my calculations, it's incredible. So this is good. This means that my HP value is 15. That's as high as it can go. It also means that my attack and defense values are not 15. So since my HP is 15, the other two are most likely lower, probably 12 or so, because this is an 80 to 100% Pokemon, but I don't know the exact value. All I know is it's great, and it's definitely worth evolving into a Blossom when Blossom is released. And then that ends her analysis. I think there's a Pokemon nearby, and that's oh, okay. This is actually perfect. So I'm having some eggs hatching. I don't know how many it is, and I don't know what K, but let's see what happens. I'll be able to check these as they hatch. A Drowsy. That's actually really cool. I know those of you who live in the UK or in some parts in the US, Drowsies are everywhere. That is not the case here in New York. They are extremely rare. I was lucky I caught my Hypno, but finding Drowsies are really not easy. So this just hatched, and let's check its IVs. It says, hello, Two-Toed Ping. I am able to analyze your Drowsy if you wish. Overall, your Drowsy has certainly caught my attention. This means that my Drowsy's IVs are between 67 and 79%. If I was on Team Instinct, Spark would have said, overall, your Drowsy is really strong. If I was on Team Valor, Candela would have said, overall, your Drowsy is a strong Pokemon, you should be proud. Then it says, I see its best attribute is HP. And it says, I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say. So I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say, means that its highest stat, which is HP, is either IV value of 13 or 14. So if I was on Team Instinct, it would have said, its stats are really strong, impressive. And if I was on Team Valor, it would have said, I'm blown away with its stats, wow. And then it also makes a comment on the size of my Drowsy. It says the size of my Drowsy is colossal. That doesn't really mean anything, it just means that it's a heavy Drowsy, it looks like. So that's really cool. Oh, and here's another egg hatching, that's great. Let's see what it is. Okay, a Goldeen. That's much less exciting for me living in New York. These things are everywhere here. And I have several that are stronger than this, but let's check its IVs. Your Goldeen has certainly caught my attention. Again, that's 67 to 79%. I see that its best attribute is its defense. Its stats are noticeably trending to the positive. So this means that the defense stat is between 8 and 12. So the fact that the other two stats weren't included in this group is mean that they are both less than 8. So this is not the best Doldian I could have. And I'm just going to transfer it because I definitely have better. Oh, got another egg going. I'm not sure if this is a 5k or a 2k. Those last two were 5k eggs. Oh, another 5k. Nidoran male. That's awesome. I'm very close to Nidoking. Oh, actually, I can evolve a Nidoking in this video. Let's see how the stats are for this. Overall, your Nidoran male is a wonder. What a breathtaking Pokemon. Again, this means that its stats are between 80 and 100%. So let's see. I see that its best attribute is its HP. I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say. That means it's between 13 and 14. It's either 13 or 14, and that means that its other two IVs are either are definitely going to be between 8 and 12 because it is 80 to 100%. I believe that I have another good Nidoran, so let's check that one before I evolve into a Nidoking. That'll be fun to do. It's only one CP higher, so let's make sure that its stats are equally as good. I know that this one is also between 80 and 100%. Its best attribute is its attack. I'm certainly impressed by its stats, so that means it's 13 to 14. I'm going to go with this one, even though it's tiny, because I would like a Nidoking that hits really hard. So let's evolve this up to a Nidoran male. To a Nidorino, sorry. I couldn't have planned this for this video if I tried, but it just works out perfectly. So I'm pretty sure that because its IVs are high, it's gonna evolve with higher CP than it normally would. So that's 762. And now people were confused about this. A Pokemon's IVs never change. So if I check it right now, it's still gonna say it's a wonder. It's still gonna say its best attribute is attack, and she's still impressed by its stats. So nothing has changed at all. And then let's evolve again. This isn't my first Nidoking, but the first Nidoking I actually caught wild, and it was 962. So I'm hoping this will be considerably stronger. At least 1300 would be nice. Alright, 1384. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Poison Jab Megahorn. I don't know if that's great. I think Megahorn is good for Nidoking, but I don't actually know for sure. And you know what? Let's catch this Poliwhirl, and then we'll check its IVs. I'm running extremely low on Pokeballs. Well, that was a terrible throw. There we go. Okay. This Poliwhirl, its CP is too low for me to be wasting Pokeballs right now. So let's continue with what we were doing. Alright, so I'm going to check the Psyduck that I already starred. Okay. So it's a wonder. What a breathtaking Pokemon. Again, that means 80 to 100% perfect IVs. I see that its best attribute is HP. It is matched equally by its attack. It is matched equally by its defense. That means all of the Psyduck's stats are in the same range. As she says, I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say. That means that all of them are between 13 and 14. That's a very, very solid Psyduck. I would be very happy to evolve that Psyduck. That means its stats are either 80% perfect or 90% perfect. Okay, so let's now just go, I'm going to sort this by number, and I'm going to look for Pokemon that I want to evolve, and then I'm going to check their IVs and see if they will be worth evolving or not. So this is a 424 Sandshrew. It's not ready. I don't have enough candies to evolve it yet, but let's check it. Okay, so overall, your Sandshrew has certainly caught my attention. That means that it is between 67 and 79% perfect. Its best attribute is its HP, and it's trending towards the positive. That means it's between 8 and 12. I would not evolve the Sandshrew. It's just not going to work out. Let me actually go back to my favorites because there was something I wanted to show you with the Jigglypuff that I starred. It's an interesting case, and when I checked it, it says... Oh wait, I'm sorry, I think this is the wrong one. This has perfect defense. One of my Pokemon had very low... Oh, it was the Krabby I caught. Okay. So this says, it's not likely to make much headway in battle. So what this means is it has between 0 and 50% IVs. So that's very bad. If I was on Team Valor, it would have said, overall, your Krabby may not be great in battle, but I still like it. And if I was in Team Instinct, it would have said, overall, your Krabby has room for improvement as far as battling goes. So it's pretty low. It's definitely below 50%. So what's interesting here is it says, I see that its best attribute is its attack. So that's, then she says, its stats exceed my calculations, it's incredible. That means that its attack stat is perfect, it's 15. So since there's only 3 stats, that means that that's 33% already. So for this Krabby to be under 50% but have a perfect stat, that means that its other 2 stats have to be less than 7 combined. So it's crazy. The other 2 stats could be 0 while the attack is perfect. I was really surprised when I saw that, and it was interesting comparatively because I have a lot of Pokemon that are between 80 and 100% that don't have a perfect stat. So it was kind of strange to see it on a Krabby that has under 50% total stats. So let's check this Clefairy. I already have a pretty strong Clefable and 0 candies, so I'm still far from that. Not likely to make much headway in battle. That means between 0 and 50%. Best attribute is HP, and it's perfect HP. This is so strange. I wonder how common that is. It's really weird. I wonder if a Pokemon is that weak if it tends more towards one stat than any other. Let's check my Growlithe. I really want to evolve this Growlithe. Alright, has caught her attention. I was hoping for Wonder. Is a Wonder. 67 to 79%. Its best attribute is HP, and its HP is between 13 and 14. That means its attack and its defense is not very good. I have a Growlithe that's only 10 weaker as far as CP is concerned. Not likely to make much headway in battle. That's depressing. Its defense is between 8 and 12. So that's not great. Definitely not great. This Poliwag, really strong. Hopefully it's good so I can evolve it into a strong Politoed when that's released. Okay, overall your Poliwag has certainly caught my attention. That means the highest it can be is 79%. I see its best attribute is its attack. It is matched equally by its defense. I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say. That means that both its attack and defense are either 13 or 14. That's actually really good. It's worth a star. Its HP is not going to be great, but it's actually going to be pretty strong anyway. Okay, let's check this Machop. It's a pretty strong Machop, coming in at 622 CP. Okay, it's a Wonder. That's awesome. 80% IVs. Its best attribute is its defense, which is strange for a Machop. Its stats exceed my calculations. It has perfect defense. Alright, that's great. So that's going to be favorited as well. This Bellsprout is extremely strong. I want a strong Victory Bell. It's one of the best grass Pokemon in the game right now, even though there's only a few grass Pokemon to begin with. Okay. Of course, my 679 Bellsprout has between 0 and 50% perfect IVs, and its highest IV is 8 to 12 defense. That's not good. What about the 642 Bellsprout? That's pretty strong as well. Also not likely to make much headway in battle. Alright, that's not happy about that. It's not easy to find basic Pokemon that are that strong. Alright, so this Tentacool is 555. Let's check that. Okay, it's above average. I think that's the first time we've seen that. It means it's 51 to 66% perfect. So if I was Team Instinct, it would say, overall, your Tentacool is pretty decent. And if I was on Team Valor, it would say, overall, your Tentacool is a decent Pokemon. So both Instinct and Valor say decent for that, but Mystic says above average. but that's definitely not great. And we can move on to a very strong Slowpoke, 653. Caught my attention again at 67 to 79%. HP and attack are equal, and they tend towards the positive. Alright, oops. Sorry about that. Oh, this Grimer is very strong. Okay, 80 to 100% IVs, that's really exciting. Its best attribute is its defense. I am certainly impressed by its stats, I must say. Okay, so it's between 13 and 14, and it's 80%. So I know that, I'm pretty sure that if all three were 13, then it would be about 80%. So I think its defense is 14, and the other two stats are probably 12. Is that, oh, it's just my trainer moving around. I kept feeling the vibration of a Pokemon. Alright, let's check one or two more, and then I think that'll be it. I'm also going to include the chart that I'm using down in the description to check this, so that if you're not Team Instinct, or if you're not Team Mystic, I mean, I don't want you to get confused with what I'm saying this whole video. This is actually a strong Haunter, so let's see how that is. Has certainly caught my attention. It's between 67 and 79%. Its best attribute is its defense, and the defense is between 13 and 14. I'm not going to favorite it. I don't really think it's worth it. Okay, let's see the 670 Execute. This will be extremely strong when I can evolve it. And it's not likely to make much headway in battle. That means it's between 0 and 50% IVs. Again, when I say 0 50% or 51 to 66, that means to its perfect IV. I see that its best attribute is attack. Oh, that's depressing. It's not very strong. And the reason why IVs are a big deal is because you're going to get about a 5% boost in your stats if you have perfect IVs over average IVs. And then you're also going to get, it's going to be a 10% boost over if you had 0 IVs. And now the thing about this is, it's not just that you'll do 10% more damage. It means that you'll take 10% less damage if you have perfect attack, defense, and HP, and you'll have 10% more HP. So it makes your Pokemon significantly better in battle. I know this Horsey is 88.9%. That was I used a different application before those started going down. My 459 Horsey is above average, meaning that it's between 51 and 66%. Best attribute is HP, and I am certainly impressed, which means the HP is either 13 or 14, meaning the other stats are probably very low. I know that Goldeen is not very good. Let's check this Staryu. Alright, so Staryu is above average. That means 51 to 66%. Its best attribute is its HP, and she's certainly impressed, which means 13 to 14% IVs and HP. Okay, so these are going to be interesting to check. I have 3 Scythers over 1100. If Generation 2 comes out soon, then I'll have a Scizor. So let's check which of these are good. So Scyther, this Scyther is between 67 and 79%. Its best attribute is its attack, and that would be a 13 or a 14. Its next Scyther, has certainly caught my attention. Again, 67 to 79%. Its best attribute is its HP, matched by its defense, and those trends are the positive. That means its attack IV is very low. And the last Scyther above 1100 certainly caught my attention. Again, 67 to 79%. I think all 3 of those were 10k eggs. And that's going to be between 13 and 14% also. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for now. Let me know if you're not clear on anything that I said in the video, and let me know if you want a detailed explanation of how IVs work. I did go over it a little bit, but if you're new to Pokemon, you may not really understand IVs at all. So let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you all soon.